Alright, so today we are going to be doing the Mission Impossible theme song. It's a very interesting theme song to play and it's super easy, very few notes, and all you have to do is literally work on your speed for this. So one of the main techniques is speed for this song. So it's not super fast, so don't worry, it's not super fast. But I'll teach you techniques on how to improve your speed playing this song. Also, we're going to be talking about a very important technique called the tapping technique, or well, it's just an introduction to tapping. It's just a very simple way of tapping which makes your guitar playing more interesting and it sounds more appealing as well. So let's get straight into it. So we're going to be talking about the song on the 7th, 8th and 9th fret. So if you want, since you've seen the previous video hopefully, which was the Pink Panther theme, we dealt with it on the 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th strings. Now we're going to be dealing with the Mission Impossible theme song on the 7th, 8th and 9th fret. Okay, so that's what we're going to do today, because this will help you reinforce the notes that you have learned in the previous lessons. So we're going to be considering songs on each portion of the fretboard to help you understand your notes and help you not memorize, not sort of memorize each note for note, because you will definitely forget if you try to just memorize it. So you need to understand your note and you need to practice it through songs, have fun with it, and then it will just stick in you and you won't really forget it. So we're going to do this in a fun way, and today we're going to be discussing some of the notes on the 7th, 8th and 9th fret through the song Mission Impossible. So this is how it sounds. So, what did I do here? I started off on the A string, and do you know what note this is? Do you remember? Alright, from our previous lessons where we talked about shortcuts, if you remember, this one is it's the F sharp. Alright, so I hope you got that right. It's the F sharp note. Okay, so we're playing the F sharp on the A string. Now keep in mind that the strumming pattern is not the same for each strum, even though you're playing the same note. It's not like, so you're playing the note 5 times, the F sharp note, but the way you strum it is well, the last 2 notes are quite quick. They're quite quick compared to the other few notes. So it's like, okay, try that. So it's not, so you're playing it 5 times, sorry, try it, alright, so once you get the timing, you can pause this video if you haven't got it yet, okay? Once you get that, now notice I am using my 3rd finger, not my 1st finger, because the next note of mine is going to be on the 7th fret, as opposed to where we are right now on the 9th fret. So if I use my 1st finger, I have to jump all the way there and shift my hand position, which is not a very good thing for any guitarist. So you need to keep your hands together, or keep your fingers in the proper position. Try to avoid moving too much. That's called economy of finger movement. So keep your hands and fingers as close as possible to the fretboard and try not to move too much. So that means you have to use the right fingers for the right notes. So 3rd finger, once again, or ring finger, would go on the F sharp. Next note is the A note on the D string. Now you have to be quick from the F sharp to the A. Alright, see, that was quick. So one way of getting quick is just keep your 1st finger on the A note all through. Just don't release it. So even though you're playing the F sharp, keep your 1st finger on the A note. So all you have to do with your right hand is just go from the A string, slide down to the D string. But you want to be careful of releasing the F sharp note once you're done with it, because you get this sort of a sound otherwise. It's two notes being played at the same time. You don't want that. To make your guitar playing clear, you need to release that note so that you don't hear it anymore. Okay, you see? So you just hear the one note. So the way you're going to play it so far is with the 5 times on the F sharp and the 1 time on the A, which is quickly after the F sharp. Now your next technique falls in place right now. This is the hammer-on technique and the pull-off. So the next note is going to be the A, and the note after is going to be the B, sorry, and the next note after that will be the A. So now you don't want to make it sound very robotic or very staccato by strumming the A, B, A. Like, you don't want that to happen. You want it to be more smoother. And when you play notes faster, the tapping technique and the hammer-on and pull-off is very, very handy. So what is the tapping technique? So it consists of hammer-on and pull-off. Now, what is hammer-on and what is pull-off? Hammer-on is this. So let's say your first finger's in the A. You do not release the A at any point of time, even when you play the B, because once you finish off with the B, you're coming back to the A. So don't release the A, all right? So keep your first finger on the A, strum just once. We're going to be playing 3 notes with 1 strum. So strum just once, and you're hammering your ring finger onto the B note. So you can hear the change of notes from the A to the B. And then you just pull off. And then you hear the A once again when you pull off from the B. So, you see that? It's smoother playing it in this way, as opposed to, you don't want to strum each note, you want to play A, B, A in just one strum. Okay? So what do we have so far? Okay? It will take a while to get used to it if this is the first time you're doing it. Well, it is the first time you're doing it from what I know. Alright, so alright, so for beginners it is a bit of a challenge, but you will be able to get there, don't worry, okay? So A, B, A, just one strum. Again, pause this video whenever you feel like and get the techniques right, okay? Now the next part is the F sharp again 5 times in the exact same way, okay? Now on the same A string, you're going to be playing the E note, then the F note, and that's the end of the whole cycle. This is part 1. Now, sorry about that. Now, the next bit is a loop. So you play the exact same over and over, same thing over and over again. So now one more tip with regards to that hammer on and pull off bit is, you see my first finger never really moves off that A note, and I'm pressing it down, I'm not releasing it. So, and that's how you still hear the note. If you release the A note, it's not going to be clear anymore, and you will, you'll lose the vibration of the string, hence you'll lose the resonance, and you just won't be able to hear the A when you pull off from the B. So you're keeping your A note while you play the first F sharp. Alright, when you play that 5 times, your first finger is still on the A note. When you hammer onto the B and you release, your first finger is still holding onto the A note. The only time it gets released from the A note is when you come back to the F sharp again and play it 5 times, because that's when you go just one string above on the same fret and you play the E note, sorry. Alright, so You keep looping the whole song over and over again. The song ends, the first cycle ends here on the E, F. Now, if you want to end the whole bit, just play the F sharp note once. So I'll play the whole cycle twice, so you know how to end it. Once again. So you play the F sharp just once, and it ends it out. That's it. Now, if you listen to the the Limp Bizkit version of Take a Look Around, which was the Mission Impossible theme for Mission Impossible 3, I think. I'm not sure. What they did was they went into this bit. All they did was change the F sharp from playing it 5 times to just playing it twice, and it sounds so amazing. So once you do the first bit, part 2 is what we're doing now. Part 2 is that you just play the F sharp twice. That's it. So it changes it completely, and it makes it sound dynamic and different. So it's not monotonous with you playing the F sharp 5 times over and over again. So if you merge the two together, this is the first part. Second part. Okay? So all I did for the second part was play the exact same thing as the first part, but I just played the F sharp twice. So the notes, if you want to note down the notes, it's F sharp, once again, on the A string, then you have the A on the D string, hammer onto the B, pull off back to the A on the D string, F sharp twice, on the A string, and then again on the A string, you're playing the E, F, and that's it. Okay? So, now you can go into part 3. Now part 3 is an interesting part. This is what they used again in Take a Look Around by Limp Bizkit, that version of Mission Impossible. They simply played the F sharp 6 times. Well, each note they played 6 times. It's the F sharp on the A string, the A on the D string, sorry, the D on the A string then, and the E on the A string. So it sounds like this. And then you can go back into part 1. So what happens here? So we are doing 3 parts today, okay, just to make it interesting and not monotonous. So we did part 1 and 2, part 1 being the F sharp 5 times, part 2 F sharp just 2 times. Now part 3 is a bit different. It's easier because you're just playing one note 6 times, and you just have 4 notes, alright? So just to break it up when you're playing the song. So you go like, continue playing this for however long you like, but when you want to end this cycle, you just play the E note just once. So, and then you count 2, 3, 4, and then you go to the first part once again. So 2, 3, 4. that's all three parts together. All right, so I played each part twice. So once again, the first part was okay, F sharp 5 times on the A string. Then you go to the A on the D string, hammer onto the B, and release back to the A. Then again F sharp on the A string 5 times. Then we go to the E note on the A string, then F, and that's the end of the cycle. Okay. Now the second part is where you play the exact same notes in the same way, but you just play the F sharp twice. So then the third part is the F sharp 6 times. That's the A note on the D string. Let me start again. So we're starting on the F sharp 6 times, A on the D string 6 times, then the D on the A string 6 times, and the E on the A string 6 times. So and when you want to end it, just play the E one time, and then you're counting 4 beats basically. So the moment you strum the E one time, that's beat 1. Okay, so 2, 3, 4. Alright, so you don't count it as 1, 2, 3, 4 because your strum on the E is 1. Okay, so 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. If you want to count the first number 1, you count it exactly on the strum of the E. Okay, or you can just go like 2, 3, 4, the way I do it, and then you go back into the first part, which is the F sharp 5 times. Second part. Now if you notice, I played that A, B, A a bit different this time. You can either choose to go the most simplest way possible, A, hammer onto the B, and release back to the A, which is a pull off back to the A. Or if you wanted to sound a bit different, you can play the A. So just play the A once and then do the technique of strumming the A once again and then hammering onto the B and releasing back to the A. Okay, so that gives it a bit of a different sound. So the version, the way I taught you earlier was, but if you wanted to sound different, just play the A twice. So A, and you strum the A and hammer onto the B and go back to the A the second time. So there are 2 strums. Strum the A normally, then strum the A, B, A. So strum the A, hammer onto the B, back again to the A. But that's going to be a quicker hammer on and pull off. Okay, if you find it challenging, don't worry, just stick to the A, B, A. That's perfectly normal, alright? Perfectly fine. So I'm going to do all 3 parts once again for you. Okay, again, feel free to pause this video whenever you feel like, alright? So So I'm going to see you for your next song, which is going to be the Godfather theme song, starting from the next fret, which is your 10th fret. All right? Till then, practice this. Let me know if you have any questions or any issues, and I will help you out. All right, bye.